This is Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. It's the 1st of June. I've been to the Dollar Tree and I found a few items with which to make some fishing hacks. I'm also going to pull one out of my pocket from Easter time where I take some shiny eggs and I make some bobbers. You'll want to see that one. If you stick around the end, I'll show you why I've got two colors of paracord here. It's always a challenge to tie leader on the braid, and I've got two knots that work very well and they're pretty easy to tie, and I'm going to show you those with this paracord. Why don't you come along?
Fishing hack number 1.
I found this at the Dollar Tree. It's duct tape, but it's not just any duct tape. It's this iridescent duct tape. It's really got a shine to it. So when I saw it, I thought, you know, I could probably use that to liven up a lure. Let's see, I've got a nice plain lure here and it's not very attractive. Take a piece of this duct tape. And I could cut, say, the shape of my lure into the duct tape. Now, we'll just take that duct tape and stick it to my lure. Now I've got a nice, shiny, iridescent lure. And this duct tape is really sticky, so that's going to stay on there. And for $1.25, I can liven up a bunch of lures. Easy fishing hack from the Dollar Tree.
Fishing hack number 2.
I found this at the Dollar Tree, and although it's not $1.25, it's a pretty neat item. It's called a collapsible lantern fan. It's really neat. At the top here is the fan, and then on the bottom here is where you insert your battery. It takes 3 AA batteries. Alright, so now to open it, it's like a lantern. Pull this part open. That's nice. On top you've got your little fan and the on button's right here on the side. So for $5, which I think is a reasonable price, I get a little portable fan for those hot days. I've got an onboard lantern. We come in late. It was only $5. Nice light and fan hack from the Dollar Tree.
Fishing hack number 3.
So as fishermen and boaters, one of the things that we need to keep in mind is we're stewards of the land that we use. So one of the things that I ran across and I think is very important is the use of this brush cleaning pot. You can find it in the craft department of the Dollar Tree. And what it is, it's a little pot, but on the top it has this cone-shaped lid. And what you can do is during the day, when you got those tag ends, when you're tying on line and that sort of thing, maybe a hook or two that you've cut off and you don't want them to get away from you, rather than let your line drop in the bottom of the boat and get lost or blow out into the water where we don't need to have it land, you can put it in this little storage container. Then at the end of the day you can just dump it out and you've been a good steward of the land. For $1.25 you got this brush cleaning pot, and during the day you just throw your tag ends and extra pieces of line and whatnot in there, and you're going to help the environment. Easy hack from the Dollar Tree.
Fishing hack number 4.
When I was cutting off some line to show you the hack where I use a brush cleaning can to be environmentally friendly and save those tag ends, I noticed that my spool has loose line on it and doesn't have a keeper. The way you make a spool keeper is take a can cozy. This one happens to be from the Villages. Miss Garrison, I think she's a realtor. You just take your knife and you cut that cozy off right at the width of your spool line. Then you just stretch that over your spool. That line's going to not spool off of there when you're finished using it, and then you don't have to worry about your spools unraveling and having a mess. It's a nice easy hack, and all you need is a can cozy, and you make it several of these, and you can come by these usually free. Somebody's using them for promotion. So nice, free, easy hack.
Fishing hack number 5.
I found this at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. It's a large spray bottle. And what I can use this for is I get this blueberry boat wash. It's concentrated formula that comes to wash your boat. And when I come in after a day on the lake, you've always got that bathtub ring around the bottom of your boat. Well, you can take a bit of that boat wash concentrate, put it in a spray bottle like this, and before you put your boat away, just go around the boat and give it a good spray. Let that set a moment and then hose it off. And if you do that diligently, you're not going to have that scum ring around the bottom of your boat from the lake or the river. It's an easy hack. Just use a $1.25 spray bottle and your boat cleaner.
Fishing hack number 6.
I found these really bright Easter eggs at the Dollar Tree, and as soon as I saw them, they caught my eye because they're so bright. And I thought, you know what I could do? I can take one of these. They come 6 to a pack. And all I got to do is to make sure they stay together, I'm going to put a little super glue around the perimeter here. And that super glue will also help make it watertight. Now I've got that done, we'll just snap that together. Okay, now I got a nice blue egg. And we're going to use an old trick. I'm going to take the shaft of this Q-tip. I picked these up at the Dollar Tree as well, and it's got a plastic hollow shaft. And we're just going to trim that off. Now I'm going to take a drill bit, which is just about the same size as that shaft, and I'm going to put a hole through the bottom of this egg right here. There we go. Now, this shaft here, we can feed it through and out the other side of our egg. And then we'll just trim that off. We're going to take some super glue and we're going to put that on our shaft here on either side. Now we just feed line through our egg bobber, and we've got a slip bobber that's really bright and shiny and easily seen on the water. $1.25 and you get 6 of them at the Dollar Tree.
Fishing hack number 7.
I found this at the Dollar Tree. It's called a Manicure collection, and I took one look at it, and for $1.25 I thought, boy, there's a lot of things in there that I can use. It's got a small pair of nail clippers that we all know we can use for clipping line. We've got nail files in here, and those come in handy if you need to sharpen a hook. There's nothing like a nail file to really take care of that for you, and there's a number of them in here. There's 4. On the far side over here, I've got what are probably toenail clippers, and those as well could be used for cutting line. And they're kind of a tried and true method for cutting any kind of line. So you've got 2 nail clippers for cutting line, some sharpening sticks for your lures, and a couple other odds and ends that maybe we can come up with a use for. And they were only $1.25, a Manicure collection from a Dollar Tree. Easy hack.
Number 8. Braid to fluorocarbon. Double uni knot.
If you're adding fluorocarbon to braid, you need to know this knot. And if you're doing fishing at all, you're probably going to be in a situation where you have to tie it yourself here. So let's assume that this gray paracord is my fluorocarbon, and this blue piece of paracord is my braid. Now, to tie a double uni, that's what you need, is a double uni knot. And you're going to lay these ends opposite each other and just pull them down like this. Now take your fluorocarbon and loop it over, and you come back to where it's looped over and you grab your braid and the base part of your fluorocarbon, and see how this is looped, and then you put about 5 or 6 wraps inside this loop that you'd made, going around the braid and the fluorocarbon until you get to here. Now you pull that tight. That's your first uni knot. Now come out here on the other end, the braid end, and you're going to bring your braid around and make a loop. Then you're going to wrap your braid around the braid and the fluorocarbon the same way. And you go about 5 or 6 loops. Okay. Now you pull on your braid ends and you bring that uni knot tight. Now you get these tight on each end here. You've got double unis, 2 unis. The last thing you do is pull both these on the long ends until you bring those 2 uni knots together good and tight. You trim off your tag ends, and now you've got your fluorocarbon hooked to your braid with what's called a double uni knot.
Number 9. Braid to fluorocarbon easy knot.
So a second version of tying braid to fluorocarbon, you take both lines and just tie an overhand knot at the end of the line. Okay, got them tied together. Come back here and loop these together. Up here you cross the lines over, hold them on each side, and twist them together. And each side gets an equal amount of twist. Then bring your knot back through this hole that you've made by twisting. And now you want to pull these 2 knots together. And really what you're basically doing is you're doing a version of that double uni that we did before. Now all you do is trim this off and you've got a strong braid to lead or knot, and they're pretty simple to tie, and they're good and strong.
Jerry's retirement wisdom.
This has been Jerry with Jerry's Retirement Wisdom. I hope you like the fishing hacks that we put together for you today. I especially like sharing with you the 2 knots that I used to tie leader on the braid. Either one of them work very well, and I find them to be a couple of the easiest but strongest knots out there. If you like my videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you'd like to see some more of my videos, just click right there. We'll see you next time.